says. Said lady asked for soft tackle first, so maybe she's doing this according to maybe life cycle stuff.
Oh yeah.
Soft tackle probably imitates immature form, and then we'll do a done after this, okay? So this will be the soft tackle, be an immature form of the done, all right? Okay, I'm being a little fancy here when I do this. This is just, it's just my version of the soft tackle. Almost any fly tyer is going to have their version of the soft tackle. Sylvester Neames likes to claim that he did soft tackles, but they were around before Sylvester was around. And there was some awfully good literature on them. But what I'll try to do is get a tapered body here. And there's more than just one reason for making a tapered body in this thing. I've got to hold this bead in a certain location. So let's try to get a taper on this body to hold the bead down. And
is that a glass bead?
That's a glass bead. It's ginger. And problem is I can't remember the stock number, but it's just a glass bead, ginger. Now that doesn't mean that it has to be ginger. There's different colors these, like olive and orange. Of them, yeah. And the thing is take your pick with respect to what simulates what's in your streams. I happen to like ginger because I think it simulates best, you know, what's in my streams or our neck of the woods. And this really isn't necessary, but you know, you got to fancy a fly up so you can tell stories about it. And all I'm doing is just taking a rib on this, and I can tell the world that hey, this is going to be a Flav emerger. Now I don't have to talk as loud, do I?
Yeah, in a minute.
In a minute.
Voice might make it through that.
Okay. I got a pocket, yeah, but that is not as where my money is. My money is not in that pocket.
He's not worried about your money.
I'd be worried about his fingers.
Yeah.
If he's got a smile on his face.
What was this now? He was going to take you fishing yesterday in the morning?
I'm from West Texas. I don't do that stuff. I don't look at those pictures of Bruce Jenner.
Oh God, don't talk to me about that.
These on my Wheaties box.
Hey, those are collector items now.
They are.
Okay, I'm going to cut this off here and do that, and push this back because I want to keep that bead from sealing to the back part of the fly. And you know, I think you were talking about this not being stiff enough. Mine is too stiff.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have put Viagra on it this morning. I don't know what the story is. But anyways, let me go ahead and finish this fly because this is just my personal version of a soft tackle. It doesn't mean it's any better or any worse than anybody else's, but like I say, I don't like to tie somebody else's flies because what you're getting is just imitations, and this way you see something, you know, that I did. Okay, typically I like, on my soft tackles, I like 2 hackles, and I've already folded these, folded them thusly.
Let me see the fold here. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, squeeze it. You can do it with scissors too, but I have a tendency to break them a little bit when I do that. So, and one thing that bothers me a lot of times about beads is they're not real subtle. And this helps make a bead real subtle. If I can get this to behave here. There we go. That should do it. And it did.
I have trouble with that.
So we just do a couple of turns, or a turn and a half, I think is kind of standard for this.
You counter wrap the hackle.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't bring my best scissors. Do you remember Chris Elmer? Mm-hmm. He had these scissors that he recommended to me a few years back. Made in Germany, the Solingen Steel Dopo brand. $40 a pair. I didn't bring them because I've only managed to get a couple of pair before Chris passed away. I didn't want to lose them.
Let me see your hackle thing now. What does it look like right now? You've trimmed it, or,
Here,
no, on your fingers?
oh, what I'm doing is, I'm trying to fold it. The way you can do this, you know, with your scissors, put it in the vise and fold it against the
No,
grain,
I don't.
see?
Yeah, I have a terrible time with hackles, so. Usually just throw them
Bring it
against.
just down. You don't have to do this. You can wrap a few extra wraps of thread and force all your hackles back. I'm just being fancy, that's all.
Oh,
Okay. And then just a turn or two of this, turn and a half. Now I could call this a Flav emerger, or I could also call it a damselfly emerger. You take your pick, whether you're fishing in a stream or whether you're fishing in still water, okay? Yeah, I wish they weren't quite as stiff, such is life.
You got not enough light, Bruce?
Yeah, this is just fine. Not a problem. Ooh. Get that. Okay. Let's push this back. And this one, we got it there. And put it in place. Yeah, I've used this on still waters for a damsel emerger. Not necessarily the size, but typically like this. And I've also used it as a Flav emerger.
is it an 18?
This hook is, I think, a 12. Oh no, that's a 14, excuse me.
14.
So yeah, if I can do damselfly, it'd probably be a 10.
Yeah.
A lot of times it depends where I'm fishing. Okay. But just my version, like I say, that doesn't make it great or anything, it's just, that's the way I like to tie them. Here, watch this one. I hope you can see it with this dark shirt I've got on.
You're ahead of us on that.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a loop wing, but I'm going to use monofilament for the wings. But the monofilament will also form the body beam and the tails. Okay? Have you seen me do this before? Okay. What happened was years ago, I've been doing this for 20, 25 years, I had all this old tippet sitting around. And I figured, why throw it away? Some duck or animal will pick it up unless I put it in the trash. And so I got messing around forming loops with it. And I got thinking, you know, the guy that created loop wings was pretty well known. His name was Andy Puyans. He's the guy that created loop wings, right? Whoops.
Come out of your pocket?
Out of my pocket. Should I put it somewhere else?
Well, we ought to clip it on good and run that line down inside your shirt and all that kind of stuff, but
Maybe get some good-looking lady to do that. And it'll be fine.
yeah, you don't want me doing that.
Anyways, I decided, hey, these make loops. I wonder if I could use them for making wings on mayflies. And so, sure enough, this is, you can use any kind of monofilament, like strand or any of your tippet material doing it. So what I've done, this is way back in the late 80s, early 90s, is make a loop wing out of this material. And the only thing that it does for a loop wing is it makes it durable. It doesn't do anything else. It's like we're sitting here talking, you know, the best flies in the world, if you don't present them, you're not going to catch anything. You can have lousy flies, you're not going to present them, you're going to catch fish. Okay. You saw me put a piece on each side, right? What I'm going to do is use those two pieces to make wings. And I've made them different sizes for a reason, okay? Let me ramp them up. Look at that. Loop wings, right? Okay. How many pitchers of beer have been drunk over the subject of how tall a wing should be on a Mayfly down pattern? An uncountable number of pitchers of beer, right? So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is try to get these to be about the first size. Well, let me first cut off the stubs on them too, because that, if I did that, would mess things up a bit. Okay, I got two different sizes. So the first thing I want to do is I'm pulling on the tails just to bring these down so they're the same size. That's much better. Stand them up, separate them. Keep on pulling on the tails until they get about the right size. Are we still too tall? What do you think? Somebody say something. Perfect. Perfect, okay. Just maybe one or two figure eights like that. Now, I think I'll tie a Flav. Flav has 3 tails, right? At least I do in Idaho streams. Okay, there's 3 pieces of monofilament. Next thing I want is I'm going to be a little fancy here. I'm going to put a rib on that this wide, just like I did with the soft hackle. Okay? Now, most of the Flavs that I've seen are kind of a greenish color. And I'm a little partial to using some of the trilobal yarns for doing that. For the body, what I've got here is just some of the trilobal yarn that Jerry LaFontaine found for all of us. Okay? So,
What kind of yarn is this now?
this is just poly yarn,
Oh, okay.
but make sure it's trilobal. In other words, it reflects light. What I'm going to do, the tails that I use, material that I use for the wings, I'm going to use for the body beam and also the tails. This is kind of, the way I'm doing this is kind of a takeoff on Bing Lemke's way of doing an extended body. So this wire is going to have an extended body, like it or not. And by the way, there are some here in the box too that I gave Bill for the club's use. But let's go ahead and build an extended body up this beam. You got to have tension on that so you can get that body to form. Now, one problem with a lot of extended body patterns, the extension is too long. It puts the fly off balance. So anything I tie with an extended body, that body's going to be short. Try to keep that fly in balance. Okay? Kind of a round and round we go deal here for a while, but you'll see what's going to happen. Like this. Okay, just one more. Then we'll start going down the body, down the shank of the hook to build up this body. Notice that I'm twisting this, I'm doing this to try to get a little bit better with respect to the taper. Do it a little bit more quickly. Okay, that should do it. Get this back here. A little bit more. And I can take this off now. Cut it. Quit moving things around here, get out of focus. Let me cut this off. I heard the comments about one of our esteemed fly tires tonight, so I'll stop that from moving around. Next thing is that this thread that I'm using is actually yellow 3/0 monocord. I'm going to use it put a ribbing on the body. Okay? Probably not necessary, but you know, most flies are designed to catch fly fishers, not fish. It's very difficult to tell fly fishers that you don't need to have the best flies in the world to catch fish. You got to know what you're doing. With respect to presentation, but we do this anyways. We're having fun. That's what it's all about. Time flies. You know, it's fun in itself. In fact, I know people that tie flies that don't fish. Funny as it sounds. Hey, if you're having fun, what the heck? Okay? We'll soon stop this round and round we go stuff. Stop it right about there. Cut that off. Now here's another one that pitchers of beer have been drunk over. How long should tails be on the fly pattern? That's one that I haven't really researched that much. But we'll just go ahead and do about like that. And then let me separate them a little bit. I think. Yeah, like that. Next thing, and I love this stuff, is to hackle it. And this is really Tom Whiting's Grizzly Dot Olive. I'm just trying to get down to the right size. And when you hackle any kind of a done pattern, what you really should do is pull more fibers off what's going to be the bottom side. This tends to lessen the amount that will come out and stick sideways on it. So let's go ahead and finish this fly. Hey, if you got any questions while I'm doing this, fire away. Okay, let's hackle this baby. And I tend to like fairly well hackled fly, fairly dense, kind of reflects some of the streams that I fish. Just like that.
Tell me if this is getting bad, Bruce.
Oh, I'm doing, I can see, it's just up to you guys. I'm doing fine with respect to my vision. If you guys can see it, that's a big thing. Get myself. Okay. Let's go ahead. Not quite finished yet. Do one more thing. First thing I do, I cut sections with a wing. Then I dress them. Sometimes my wife wonders what happens to all the nail polish in the house. Guess where they end up. Okay, now I'll set these aside. Hopefully I don't lose them. There we go. Let's get a number 8 hook. I love these Daiichis. Those are just great hooks. They're elegant and they're reliable. And they're also small enough to fit in this vise. Okay.
It's so noisy back there, I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Half deaf.
And I'm using spun gel on this. I think this is about 75 denier. The first thing I'll do is put on a tail. And just to save time, I'll do just one. Back here, about to the bar, and then I'll soft loop the tail into place. Up like that, dress it. Up like that. And then, there's many different ways you can put a body on this. I think I'll do it same style as we do the Rangeley streamers. I'll have time to Rangeley streamers. Should be about right. Oops, I don't want to lose those babies. That should be about enough. Like that. Just getting the original pattern called for tinsel. I'm using Mylar. This will be a dry fly, by the way. You can fish it wet too, of course, but I prefer fishing muddlers dry. They imitate so many things, stoneflies, golden and giants, and you can tie them small to be yellow sallies, hoppers, crickets, you name it. Just about everything. And like I mentioned, I love to tie Rangeley style streamers. I didn't want to come down here and do that because I'm usually spending 20 minutes on a pattern. Let's go back and cover that up. Here we are. Just wrap this forward. Forward and back. I could have done just forward, I suppose. Okay, after I finish this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a tail out of calf, or maybe a wing out of calf tail. And I like two colors. I'll put the darker color on the bottom. And you notice that calf tail has two different textures. When you really changes textures, the further you go up it. The tail. No fooling. You can actually feel it if you can't see it. Just rub it against your cheek and you'll feel it. Okay, if you gave me one pattern, if you told me, hey, you can only fish with one more pattern the rest of your life, this would be it. Everybody's got a pattern like this. This happens to be mine. So we've got that out of the way. It's a little bit longer than I like, so I'm just going to cut it back a bit. That's better. You can cut off that stub there too. Next color is white. And there's a reason for this, not just visibility, but something you do to the fly itself. Try to even up tips here. That should do it. Okay. Now those two wings that I prepped earlier, let me put them together and trim the tips. That. Put them on either side. Set them in place, trim them. There we go, like that. Looks like I need a couple more wraps on that. There. Okay, let me say a few words about deer hair. My friend Chris Helm told me that the best deer you can get is mule deer, mule body, and it's got to be an early season deer. Like a bow hunting deer. And if it's really good stuff, you don't really have to tap it down. Good stuff. One more bunch. Clean it out a little bit. Let's push that back a bit. Okay.